Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the SmoovePlayz podcast. I'm Austin, aka Austin Plays, joined by Dean, aka Mr. Smooth. What an incredible night of Sunday night football, and honestly, just the Sunday slate in general. I mean, insane day of football all around the league.
It was an insane day of football. There was some blowouts here and there, but you got to expect that. There were some games where it was just knockout punch after knockout punch, and then also games where you're like, this game's over, and then the team comes back and wins it. So we can't complain. It was a great day of football. Hopefully, the Monday night game will cap it all off.
Yep. And I just want to point out, Dean, I'm glad you decided to ride with me on the New England Patriots last night.
Yep, New England. Hey, was that? I don't know if that was my dog of the week, but we did ride both on the path, so
Yeah,
that's big
plus
time.
350 and cash it, baby. All
Yes,
right.
sir.
So yeah, let's talk about this Monday night game though, because I know that's what everybody's here for. We got the Kansas City Chiefs in Jacksonville playing off against the Jacksonville Jags.
Yeah, playing off against Jacksonville Jags 3-1 to start the year. Liam Cohen, Duval started off great.
Duval.
Maybe a little bit suspect in his interview with that cringy moment, but cheesiness or not, a good start to the season for the Jags. And also, the only game they lost was in Cincinnati, and a very winnable game. I mean, this team is really one drive away from being undefeated, and you get to welcome the Chiefs into town. What's your handicap in this game?
My handicap?
Yeah, just like what do you think? Let's just go with Jacksonville side. What do you think Jacksonville needs to do?
Oh, also, I mean Jacksonville, I mean, look, what's been the recipe for Jacksonville through the first 4 weeks of the season?
It's been that boy Travis
No,
Etienne. Not
no, it's been turnovers. They
oh well,
have
their
gotten
defense
they
is
have
good.
had three turnovers or more in each of their first four games, and they had four turnovers last week. And so, I mean, yeah, obviously, if I just my biggest thing, I don't think that's something that you can realistically like be consistent with. But hey, if they can force three turnovers again or more again this week and or just win the turnover battle in general, I mean this Jacksonville team is they're gonna be live. Um because I mean, yeah, that's just that's what winning the turnover battle does, to be honest. Um but I think they obviously need to pressure Patrick Mahomes and try to make him uncomfortable. Just say, I think that's kind of just been the recipe for again for this Chiefs offense, or if you're going against this Chiefs offense for the last few years now, it's just you have to put pressure on Patrick Mahomes and force him to like make his receivers make plays for him because if he just sits back there clean pocket, allow him to dissect the defense, it's not going to end well. Patrick Mahomes is still great despite everybody wanting him to fall off a cliff and wanting the Chiefs to fall off after being in an AFC Championship, Super Bowl, whatever, year after year after year. I hate to break it to you. As long as Patrick Mahomes is there, they always are going to have a chance.
Yeah, they are. I mean, we know the Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes are a dynasty. Um, but I do want to go back to that Jacksonville defense. How you were saying, yeah, the turnover rate that they're getting right now is probably not sustainable, but they got playmakers on that side of the ball. And I'm looking at a guy. I saw a breakdown of Devin Lloyd just in zone coverage so far this season, and he's rated one of the highest linebackers, and he's just been everywhere on the field. And then they've also spent draft capital on trying to beef up this defense. You got Josh Allen and you got Trayvon Walker on both edges, and then you got a guy like Eric Armstead in the middle. I mean, this defense is good. I don't think they'll be able to keep forcing turnovers at that rate, but I think they can still be a good unit. But I'm interested to see how they attack this Kansas City defense, and I think that's why my answer to your question was ETN because right now Travis Etienne's top five in the NFL in rushing yards. Um, he has been great this season, and he's also been just an explosive play waiting to happen. I mean, you look at that Niners game, he had a 50-yard run. Week one against Carolina, he had a 70-yard run. So this guy's been making big plays this season. Um, I guess my question to you, you were talking about that Kansas City offense make their receivers beat you. Do you think that they can get Patrick Mahomes kind of flustered. I mean, we know that's a tough guy to get to turn the ball over.
Yeah, I mean he's a tough guy to get to turn the ball over. Um, and I do think that he can get flustered and get frustrated if you are able to like keep pressure on him. Um, Xavier Worthy's questionable for this one, so it's gonna kind of come back to that wide receiver by committee with Hollywood Juju, Taquan Thornton, and guys like Jalen Royals as well. And then obviously Travis Kelce is there as well. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if at this stage of his career, um, how reliable Travis Kelce is. I'm gonna be honest. I think he's still obviously he's still great, but he's definitely not the same Travis Kelce we saw 2, 3 years ago.
Yeah, no, he's not. And I don't know if reliable. So I do think he's reliable. I know he had that drop that was an interception in a big game against the Eagles, but I think he's reliable. He just doesn't get open he's just not, his separation isn't the same. Like he's
Right.
just, but his hands are still reliable, I feel like. But I think a point for this Chiefs team, we talked about it before the podcast. Patrick Mahomes is leading this team in rushing. Like they need to, I feel like the Chiefs, yes, Mahomes and when they had Tyreek Hill, big plays, glamour, but like they were always able to run the ball consistently on first down. And so far this season, they have not been able to do that.
Yeah, I mean, running the ball is has to be a point because it's week 5. And if your quarterback that isn't even a running quarterback is still leading your team in rushing, then I don't know what to say. But I think that this Kansas City team really they need to look at obviously running the football. And I think a big point and something that Jacksonville has kind of struggled with offensively is being physical with their wide receivers as well. We've seen Brian Thomas already, how that physicality can kind of get to him and get in his head. I think if early on, if Kansas City can be physical and make these wide receivers think as they're running over the middle, then Jacksonville's going to have a tough time moving the ball through the air, and that's going to make Trevor Lawrence's job a lot more difficult. We know what this Chiefs defense is and their front seven. I think they are going to. I think they have the guys to be able to slow down ETN, but I think the biggest thing to really, really crutch this or slow down this Jags offense is going to be pressuring and being physical with their wide receivers.
Yeah, I do agree with you there. I will say, look, at least through 4 games this season. I know, like you said, the Chiefs are known for that, front seven, Chris Jones in the middle, and mucking things up. But they're actually bottom five in the NFL in yards per carry, giving up 5 per carry, and the Jaguars, on the contrary, are top five in the NFL in that. So I know it's only been 4 weeks, so it's a small sample size, but I'm interested to see if they can stop this ground game. I like you said, I think that they have the guys to be able to do that. So we'll see what happens. Do you think Jacksonville, this could maybe be Monday night primetime, maybe get a guy like Travis Hunter a big moment? Or
Dude,
what do you
I
think
mean,
about them?
I feel I don't know because I still like it's week 5. I still don't know how they're using Travis Hunter. Like, I don't know how they want to use him. I think that he is the way it looks right now is he's most likely going to be used on the offensive side of the ball more, and then sub him in for defensive packages, which
Yeah.
which is okay. But I'm gonna be honest, that dude, man, again, it's hard because I think he can make an impact on both sides, and obviously you want to get the ball in his hands, but I don't know. I feel like as a defensive back, I feel like he can still make an impact as well. So who knows? We might see the just Jacksonville prime time, you know, breakout game. I don't know, something for Travis Hunter to where he finally, makes a play on both sides of the ball in the same game, which I mean, it'd be great to see if you're Jacksonville.
It would be because I think that would give them another option. I mean, we all know Brian Thomas, but actually the leading receiver on this Jags team is Brenton Strange through 4 weeks. And I mean, he's been great so far at the tight end spot. So if they could really get a second receiver to emerge between, I mean, we all assume it's going to be Travis Hunter. He just hasn't had that breakout moment. I do think that Monday night against the Chiefs, maybe it could happen. I like Travis Hunter, and I think he's a star. So I hope he plays well in a big game. Um, but I mean, that's just my personal opinions. I gotta ask you what you think about this game. Who you going with?
All right. Well, Kansas City Chiefs are a 3.5 point favorite here on the road, so we got a home puppy in Jacksonville. Xavier Worthy's questionable. Trevon Walker is questionable for Jacksonville, one of their former number one overall pick, and I think that that is something that definitely is noteworthy. If he doesn't go because, like I said, if they're going to be able to get Patrick Mahomes, you're going to need guys like Trevon Walker and Josh Allen or Josh Hines Allen. Having them both on the field at the same time is is going to be something you have to account for. But then Kansas City on the other side of the ball being out for the Chiefs. I mean, we've seen what this offense looks like with Xavier Worthy in lineup and what it looks like without it, and it is a different offense.
Yeah.
So so it's tough. But I gotta go back. I gotta go back to what I said earlier about Jacksonville forcing three or more turnovers in each of their first four games. They're 3-1 in those games, but they're not like winning these games convincingly, even with all these turnovers. So against a guy like Patrick Mahomes, who probably isn't going to turn the ball over that much, like say he might throw one pick. Can you still stay in a game if you're not getting these turnovers? That's my biggest concern. So I want to see what Jacksonville looks like without getting these turnovers, at least as many as they're getting, and I want to see how they like if they can get the job done without it. Um, and I think I'm gonna be taking the Chiefs in this one to win, but that is something that I want to see from Jacksonville is can they win without getting all these turnovers? Because like I said, they haven't done it convincingly through the first 4 weeks.
I do hear you there, and I agree with that. I will say that the Jags have had the turnovers, but also they've played some pretty good teams. I mean, they played Carolina, which obviously they beat them by 16, so 2 possessions. They played in Cincinnati with Joe Burrow, so the Bengals before they died. And then they played a divisional team in Houston, who we know Houston's a solid team. And then they played in San Francisco. So I think they've played some good teams and they've impressed me through 4 games. Um, with that being said, I do agree with you. I got to go with Kansas City in this game. I don't think they'll be able to turn Mahomes over like that. But I do think if Xavier Worthy doesn't play, I think the Jags are live because, like you said, this has been two different offenses with him in the game. I mean, he came in last week, and that albeit they did play Baltimore, who we know their defense is very bad.
Yeah, very,
But
very bad.
I still believe that with Xavier Worthy and a true wide receiver one out there, and also Rashee Rice is still coming back, and what this is will be the fifth game. I think he's coming back week 7.
Yeah,
So,
so he's got this week and next week still suspended, but then he's coming back and
uh,
should be healthy, probably
yeah,
knocking the rust off. But that's just I mean, again, I've said it before. Rashee Rice is one of those guys that before he got injured and then dealt with all this off the field stuff. People were looking at him as being a top 10 wide receiver, and he was playing like a
yeah,
top 10 wide receiver.
he was, and it just proves the point. You give Mahomes those weapons, he's gonna use them.
Yeah.
I think a big handicap for me is if Worthy plays. If Worthy plays, I'm definitely on KC. If he's out, I might consider the Jags a little bit, but my pick's going to be KC.
All right. Well, so we got our picks out of the way, and you know where we go from here. Who's breaking out in this one slash who's finding the end zone?
Well, So I'm giving you three options, Austin. I'm giving you three options.
I would say, where's the value at? Let me know where the value's
I'm
at.
going with three picks. One pick is Xavier Worthy, but he's questionable, so I think that's fair to have multiple picks after that. I think Xavier Worthy will score if he plays because I think he's going to get the ball a lot because when he has the ball in his hands, he's electric. Two, I already said it earlier, gotta go. Travis Hunter hasn't scored this year. Get this guy in the end zone. Jags fans, they're panicking. We traded away our first next year for this guy. We're not even using him. Get him in the end zone. And I mean, my last pick would either be ETN or Byshell Tutton, though, here. The backup running back in Jacksonville, because again, the Chiefs have not been able to stop the run like we'd expect them through 4 weeks. And I want to see if the Jags can, attack them on the ground.
I like it. I would probably go with out of those three, I would probably go with Travis Hunter as well. Like you said, he hasn't seen the end zone yet. It's prime time against Patrick Mahomes, and I could see them going into this game being a prime time game and being like, all right, let's show off our brand new, shiny new toy. And I think the best way you do that is try and, you know, just getting him opportunities. And so I could see Travis Hunter having a big game in this one, on the offensive side of the ball. Um, we'll see. We'll see defensively. We'll see if, maybe if he can make an impact on the defensive side of the ball as well. But I like Travis Hunter for my touchdown scorer and to break out in this one.
Yes, sir. I like it.
All right. Well, I think we pretty much covered everything in this one. We both are on the Chiefs, and you know, is this going to be the breakout game for Travis Hunter? Only time will tell, my friend.
We'll see. We'll see tonight.
All right. Appreciate y'all tuning in as always. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you're not already. Let us know what you thought about our picks down in the comments section, and stay tuned for all of our week 6 picks that are going to be coming out starting on Thursday, where we got Thursday night football. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss. And Dean, anything you want to say before we wrap it up?
I got nothing else.
All right. Appreciate y'all as always. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Peace.